Welcome to Small Stories, Big Healing, where old teachings speak softly into modern lives.
Have you ever promised yourself you would change, only to lose your strength a few days later? Have you ever started with excitement, a new habit, a new goal, a new life, and then quietly returned to the old ways? When you cannot stay consistent, when your motivation rises and falls like the weather, what do you do then? Tonight, let me share a short story, a small story that may change your life. Once upon a time, in a seaside village where the air smelled of salt and tea leaves, lived a young man named Wren. Wren was kind and bright and full of dreams, but he carried one heavy problem inside him. He could begin almost anything, but he could not continue. One week, he practiced the flute until his fingers ached. Then the flute rested in the corner, gathering dust. 1 month, he woke early to run along the shore. Then morning became noon, and the shore became only a memory. He tried learning new skills, saving money, reading books, even writing letters to his future self, but every attempt ended the same way. Wren would sigh and say, "I'm just not the kind of person who can stay steady." One evening, after another day of feeling disappointed in himself, Wren walked along the coast, kicking small stones into the tide. The sea was calm. The waves moved in a slow rhythm, as if the ocean itself was breathing. Wren sat on a large rock and whispered, "Why can't I be like that? Why can't I keep going? Why do I always stop?" Just then, an old woman appeared on the path above the shore. She walked slowly, leaning on a smooth wooden cane. Her hair was silver, and her eyes were clear like a winter sky. The villagers called her Grandmother Sora. She was known for 2 things: making the best seaweed soup in the village and speaking words that stayed in your heart long after she had gone. She looked down at Wren and said gently, "You are talking to the sea again." Wren turned, a little embarrassed. "I'm sorry, Grandmother Sora. I didn't mean to disturb anyone." She smiled. "The sea is not disturbed by your questions. It has been answering them for a long time." Wren lowered his gaze. "I keep starting things. I never finish. I want to change, but I can't stay consistent." Grandmother Sora sat beside him on the rock. They watched a wave slide forward and then retreat. After a quiet moment, she asked, "Wren, do you see that cliff in the distance?" "Yes." "And do you see the line where the stone looks smoother, almost polished?" Wren squinted. "Yes, like it has been rubbed." Grandmother Sora nodded. "That is the work of the sea." Wren frowned. "But the sea is soft. The cliff is hard." She chuckled softly. "And yet the sea continues." Wren sighed. "I understand the idea, Grandmother, but I'm not the sea. I get tired, I lose motivation, I forget, I fail." Grandmother Sora picked up a small pebble near Wren's foot. She placed it in his palm. "Tell me," she said, "is this pebble heavy?" Wren shook his head. "No." "Could you carry it for a mile?" "Yes." "For 10 miles?" "Yes." "For 100 miles?" Wren hesitated. "Well, maybe not. Not in my hand the whole time." Grandmother Sora smiled kindly. "Not because the pebble becomes heavier, but because your grip becomes weary." Wren looked at the pebble as if it had suddenly become a mirror. Grandmother Sora continued, "Consistency is not about squeezing tighter. It is about learning a grip you can hold." Wren's eyes softened. "A grip I can hold." She pointed toward the small fishing harbor nearby. "Come, walk with me." Wren stood and followed her along the path. The village lights flickered like warm fireflies. They arrived at a tiny shed beside the docks. Inside were jars, ropes, baskets, and tools that smelled of salt and wood. Grandmother Sora lit a small lantern. Its glow painted the room in gentle gold. She pulled out a clay bowl and placed it on the table. Then she poured in a handful of sand. Wren watched, confused. "What is this?" Grandmother Sora said, "This sand is your goal, a dream, a skill, a new habit." She took a small cup of water and poured just a little into the bowl, not enough to flood it, only enough to darken the sand. Then she asked, "Now, Wren, with your hand, press the sand." Wren pressed. The sand held together slightly, but crumbled at the edges. "It won't stay," he said. Grandmother Sora nodded. "Because you are trying to make it firm with force." She moved the bowl closer to the lantern. "Now we will do something different." She took a spoon and smoothed the wet sand gently, once, just once. Then she set the spoon down. Wren waited. "That's all?" "That's all," she said. Wren blinked. "But it won't become anything." Grandmother Sora looked at him, her voice calm and steady. "Come back tomorrow." Wren frowned. "Tomorrow?" "Yes," she said, "and the next day. Not to press harder, only to add one small spoon of water and smooth it once." Wren almost laughed. "That can't make a difference." Grandmother Sora's eyes twinkled. "Wren, look at the sea. Does it strike the cliff with anger? Or does it simply return and return and return?" Wren didn't answer because something in him, something quiet and honest, knew she was right. So the next day, Wren returned. He added 1 spoon of water. He smoothed the sand once, and then he left. The day after that, he did the same. And the day after that. At first, he felt foolish. Some mornings, he woke up unmotivated. Some evenings, he wanted to skip it. He would think, "What's the point? This is too small." But Grandmother Sora had given him a rule. Do not ask if it is enough. Only ask if you can do it again tomorrow. That sentence followed him like a gentle bell. So Wren kept returning. A spoon of water, a single smooth. A spoon of water, a single smooth. After 1 week, the sand began to hold together more easily. After 2 weeks, the surface became even, like a small path. After a month, something surprising happened. Wren reached for the spoon one day and noticed he didn't have to fight himself anymore. His body simply walked to the shed. His hand simply lifted the cup. His mind, which used to argue and complain, grew quiet. Wren whispered to himself, "It's becoming natural." One evening, Wren arrived to find Grandmother Sora waiting. She looked at the bowl and nodded with approval. Wren said proudly, "I did it every day, even when I didn't feel like it." Grandmother Sora asked, "Tell me the truth, Wren. Were you motivated every day?" Wren laughed softly. "No, not at all." "And yet you came," she said. Wren's voice grew thoughtful. "Yes, because it was small enough that I couldn't make excuses." Grandmother Sora leaned closer. "Now we will test what you have learned." She lifted the bowl and carried it outside the shed. The wind was a little stronger near the dock. The lantern light wavered. Grandmother Sora set the bowl down on the ground, and then, without warning, she poured a full cup of water into it all at once. Wren gasped, "Grandmother, you'll ruin it!" The sand turned into muddy water, swirling and collapsing. Wren's chest tightened. A familiar despair rose up, the same despair he always felt when progress seemed lost. He whispered, "It's gone, all of it, after all that time." Grandmother Sora looked at Wren with calm eyes. "Is it gone?" she asked, "or is it simply unsettled?" Wren stared at the muddy bowl, helpless. She said softly, "Wren, this is what life does. A busy week, a sickness, a heartbreak, a sudden storm that pours into your plans." Wren swallowed. "So what do I do?" Grandmother Sora placed the spoon in his hand. "You do what you can do again tomorrow." Wren's hands trembled slightly as he looked at the muddy water. "But it's a mess." She nodded. "Yes, and the sea is messy too." Wren let out a shaky breath. Then he did the smallest thing he could do. He did not try to fix everything. He did not press with force. He did not punish himself for what had happened. He simply smoothed the surface once, just once, and then he set the spoon down. Grandmother Sora smiled. "Good," she said. "Now come tomorrow." Wren returned the next day. The muddy water had begun to settle. He added 1 spoon of water, smoothed once, and left. And he returned again and again. Slowly, the bowl became steady once more, and inside Wren, something even more important became steady. One evening, as the sun sank into the sea like a glowing coin, Wren said, "Grandmother Sora, I think I finally understand." She looked at him. Wren continued, "I used to believe consistency meant never failing, never stopping, never getting messy." Grandmother Sora nodded, inviting him to go on. Wren said, "But now I see consistency is returning, even after I miss a day, even after life pours a storm into my bowl." Grandmother Sora's voice was gentle, like a blanket placed over the shoulders. "Yes," she said. "Consistency is not perfection. Consistency is loyalty to your own growth." Wren felt his throat tighten. He had spent so long calling himself weak, so long believing he lacked discipline, but the truth was simpler. He had been trying to carry a boulder with one hand when he only needed to hold a pebble. Grandmother Sora placed her hand on his shoulder. "Wren," she said, "do you know why the sea changes the cliff?" Wren shook his head. "Because it does not hurry. It does not argue with the stone. It does not try to finish in one day." She pointed toward the horizon. "It returns with patience, and patience, repeated, becomes power." Wren stood in silence, listening to the waves. In that moment, he made a quiet decision. Not a loud promise, not a dramatic vow, a simple decision. To return, to take the smallest step he could take, and take it again, and again, and again. Now, let the moral of this story rest clearly in your heart. Consistency is not a loud burst of motivation. It is a small, repeatable act, done even when you do not feel ready. A single page read each day becomes a book finished. A short walk repeated becomes strength. A few minutes of practice becomes skill. A gentle habit becomes a new life. And when you stumble, when your plans become muddy, do not throw the bowl away. Do not shame yourself. Do not declare that you have failed forever. Simply return. Do what you can do again tomorrow. Because the strongest people are not the ones who never fall. They are the ones who keep coming back. So tonight, I invite you to choose one small thing. Not the biggest plan, not the hardest change. One spoon of water. One smooth. And then, tomorrow, return. If you learned something today, or if Ren's journey brought you even a small sense of calm, I invite you to stay connected with us. This is Small Stories, Big Healing. Short tales to soothe your heart and guide your steps. If this story should reach more people who are struggling with consistency, please don't forget to like this video, share it with someone who might need this reminder, and comment below, what does consistency mean to you? Your one comment may encourage someone else who feels discouraged tonight. And if you'd like more stories that bring gentle comfort and insight, please subscribe and ring the notification bell so you don't miss the next healing tale. Until then, take the smallest step you can and let tomorrow's step meet you there. Small Stories, Big Healing will be here with another tale whenever your heart needs a gentle reminder.